morning, everyone. Well, as of recording, it is actually my afternoon, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to day 2 of Tour de Fleece. I didn't really. Here's a really bad. I don't want to give you a close up of my hair. I didn't really show the end of yesterday's work. This is the finished 2-ply. I will be getting this off the bobbin today and get it on the niddy noddy and see roughly what we got. I'm not expecting a load. Like those Rolex were tiny. I only had 4 of them. It's really not going to be a lot. But here is the fun. We're finally going to start Christmas in July for Tour de Fleece. Should have, still can, check how this is said. Let's get the iPad up and get Google. Google. Hey, Feuer. ZANG ENB OWLE or ELLE. Right, how do I make it see it? I'm going to pause. Okay, so if I've got it right, it's Feuer Zangenbowle. That is day 1. And day 1 is 58% Shetland wool, 25% Corriedale, 12.5% Tussa silk, and 12.5% mulberry silk. Feuer Ganzenbräu is a traditional German festive drink with the name that's almost as fiery as the preparation itself. So I will show the book. You can read through it if you want. Pause to read if you do, because I'm not going to hold it up forever. And then we will open up the packaging and see what we've got, because I've had no spoilers. I really wanted to watch Marcus of Fiberpunk when he had his, because he got the exact same kit. He done it during actual Advent, and I decided not to watch because I didn't want spoilers for when I finally did do this. So I don't have a clue what we're looking at today. But here's the booklet. Again, pause to read. Try to make sure it is in focus. There, hopefully. And book's gone. So, let's see. Do I need to rip it? No, I don't need to rip it. Okay, there's a lot of red. That's a good start. Ooh, that's gorgeous. So I think the blue strand going through it is one of the silks. Let's see, can I figure out where the end is? Not really. We're just going to try and unravel this. That's really gorgeous. So yeah, I'm going to try and split it out. First of all, I'm going to weigh it as best I can. Try and maybe get it back up into that ball. Weigh it, and then I'm going to try and prep it out. I'm on the fence as to whether I want to do a traditional 3-ply or whether I want to aim for like a sport weight in 2-ply form. Because I would love, part of me would love to kind of like work up to what I'm trying to achieve, which is like a sport weight yarn, so that I have the practice in me to spin for the Traveler hoodie, and so sorry if you heard that burp. But at the same point, I want the yarns from this to be fairly consistent, so that at the end of this, when all 25 are spun up, and that will not, again, so many burps this morning, this will not be, like, I will not complete all 25 during Tour de Fleece. I will be very surprised if I do get the 5 done. But at the end of the whole spin, the whole 25 days, I would love to be able to put these into a blanket and be like, I spun that yarn, I knit that yarn or crochet, and I made that blanket. I spun that fiber, not spun that yarn. But yeah, here's another look. And I will see how I'm going to prep it. I need to go pull out my scales and see splitting it up, because if I just split it up half and half, that's going to be the easiest way. But I always do a 2-ply. I never do like a traditional 3-ply. I always end up doing a chain ply. So I don't know. I don't know. So my first bundle is 25.1 in grams, and then the second bundle is, it kind of flip-flops between 25.4 and 25.5. So I'm going to say I've split them quite evenly if I'm going to do like a 2-ply. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so I now have 3 bundles, but this one is 16.2. This is like 15.1, and then this is like 16.9. Now it's saying 18. Okay, it was 16 the first time I weighed it, so I need to take some out of this and put it into this one here. So let's see if I can try and get these fairly even. Okay, I think I've got it now, or as close to without being super pernickety. This one is 16.8. When I weighed this before, this was 16.1, but is now showing as 16.8. This one was also weighing as 16.1, but is now showing as 6. Oh, it's flip-flopping. Okay, 15.9. So this is as good as I'm going to get without driving myself insane. So it's time to actually try to do a 3-ply. But you know, I have to spin these all as singles, and that's going to take a while. So let's see how we go. Apologies for the change in audio. I don't have my mic on anymore. I have spun up 2 of the 3 blobs of fiber, nubbins of fiber, nests of fiber, and I'm going to leave it at that tonight. I could probably go a bit more, but my thumb, because of how I pinch and draft the fiber, I kind of swap between. I'm sorry, I scared you, but I was going to put you on camera there. Why are you mowing? Why are you mowing? I moved my feet so they weren't in the video. But yeah, like I swap between these 2 fingers when I'm pinching and drafting my fiber, and I could start feeling some tenderness here in my thumb, like that squishy part. And I just don't want to overdo it. I don't want to get... What? What? You clearly have something to say. But yet when the camera's on you, you're silent. You want to try again? Is it because I'm not talking to you, and then when I am talking to you, you won't meow? Okay, we'll try again. But yeah, I think 2 out of 3 bumps of fiber is really, really good. And again, I just don't want to push it. I don't want to get the quervins all over again. So 2 out of 3, good. I'm now going to try and do a wee bit of knitting I'm going to see if that kind of irritates the thumb as well. If it does, no more knitting for tonight. I did get 1 square done on my Coziest Memories blanket, which I was aiming for 2, but we'll go with 1. But yeah, I just wanted to show off this beautiful fibre. I decided to try spinning from the fold, so I do feel like, I think this one shows slightly better blended fibre, blended yarn. Come on camera, focus. No, not gonna. Oh, maybe. The joy of using a mobile. So yeah, done. Oh my goodness, the focus is terrible. Yep, I spun from the fold. I actually really enjoyed it. I normally do a short forward draw, and that can be quite tedious, and I think it involves way more kind of like tension when I'm pinching and drafting, whereas spinning from the fold, I just kind of help it along. So I'm really curious to see how this turns out, but again, for tonight, I'm just... You don't know anything about spinning. I'm just going to leave it there for tonight, and then tomorrow we'll pick up, we'll do the last bump of fibre, and then hopefully get everything plied. Okay, what would you like to see? Is that it? You made a lot of noise for that one little statement that you're not even looking at the camera for. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to wrap that and call that the end of day 2, but I am pretty pleased with how this is turning out. Thanks for watching.